Hi, this is Jerry, and I was asked to show you how to make a uh, quick and easy white balance adjustment in Photoshop. The technique is similar in Adobe Camera Raw. There's an eyedropper. You just click on something that is neutral and you get your white balance done there. It's nice and easy. But if you've shot in JPEG or if you need to work in Photoshop, this is a great way to do it. It doesn't take a lot of work. So I have an image here that is got a slight blue tint. It's cool, and I want it to be a little bit warmer. And I'm fortunate that the image has some things that I would consider pure white in it. This technique only works if you have something that's pure white, pure black, or pure gray. What I mean by pure white is that the red, green, and blue values, the RGB, are all the same. RGB values of 0, 0, 0 is pure black. RGB values of 255, 255, 255 is pure white. And neutral gray would be like 128, 128, 128 would be 50%, 18% gray or neutral. As long as those three values are equal, then it is balanced to white. So I'm going to go and make an adjustment layer. I'm going to choose curves. You could choose levels. It works in both locations. And I get the curves adjustment layer, and there are three eyedroppers here. You can go into the red layer and make an adjustment, in the green layer and make an adjustment, and change the white balance that way. But that requires me to make judgment calls, and that won't be quick and easy. So if you start off with the RGB layer and you use one of these three droppers, the bottom dropper is pure white. So if you have something that's pure white, 255, 255, 255, or should be, then like a specular highlight, you could use this and you click on it and it will change that to pure white and adjust your image accordingly. Obviously, that was not pure white, it was gray. If you have something that's pure black, you may want to choose that instead. Well, let me get rid of this layer and start over again. Since I've adjusted it, no, I duplicated it, duh. Delete, drag it down to the trash bin. Let's start again. And I'm going to, this time let's do it with a levels adjustment layer. And it's the same three droppers. If I click on the black one and I find some area that's supposed to be black, let's say that's supposed to be pure black. Well, not bad. I think that's improved. But maybe a little bit too dark. If I clicked in here, also not so good. All right, so let's get rid of this layer and start again. Well, I did the same thing again. I went to the duplicate instead of the delete. And we'll do it one more time. This time we'll use curves, and we'll choose the center one. The center one doesn't care what the luminosity, the brightness of what you're clicking on is. All it's going to do is create RGB values equal. So you find something that you think should be white, and you click on it, and it adjusts the balance of the image. Now, you don't often get it on the first try. You got to jump around and find different areas that you think are supposed to be pure white. Obviously, that wasn't. It probably had some blue in it, so it made my image all yellow. And you don't have to be on white. It could be on gray. It could be on black. Because all it's doing is equalizing. I think that's better. Let's compare, see what I did. Turn the eyeball off before and after. That's a definite improvement. To see if you did it right, if you're happy and your values are equal, red, green, and blue, there is a tool that you can see, and that's over here by the eyedropper tool. If you click and hold on the eyedropper tool and scroll down, you get the color sampler tool. You click on that, and as you move around, you can click and you'll see 218, 219, 232. So that's not quite perfect, this little blue. Let's try in the cream here. Let's see what that one says. That one says 191, 186, 193. That's pretty close, but again, not perfect. They both have a drop too much blue in it. You can grow into the different channels here. Change your red, green, and blue here. Or there's another adjustment layer if you wanted to use it. All right. So normally I would just use the dropper here and find the right spot to make it neutral, assuming you have something neutral in your picture. If you don't have something neutral in your photo, then you could use lots of different tools, but one of them is the color balance tool. And from my little dropper spot here, I noticed there was too much blue, so what I could do is turn the blue down a little bit over here. Adding yellow is taking away blue, so the blue and yellow slider. And if you wanted to warm it up a little bit, you could add a little magenta, or probably you'd want to do is a little red to make it warmer. Red and yellow generally give you that warm tone. Let's go back to where we started and just take a touch of blue out. Just go a tiny drop on the minus on the blue. So that would be a more complicated one, but you would have to use that one if you didn't have something neutral, white, gray, or black in your image, and you would have to judge it by eye. All right, so those are the two tools I use for white balance. Hope you learned something. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can use the opacity to lower the opacity of your adjustment if it looks too extreme, it doesn't look right. Try your opacity settings on that adjustment layer. Bye-bye.